Hello, International Successful Entrepreneurs Group. Happy to see you again. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, and happy morning, happy evening, wherever you are. So today's topic, what is today's topic? Anyone knows today's topic? Money flowing in, freedom rolling out. So what am I going to talk about today? So what is this all about? So I'm going to share with you a concept that has actually helped my clients have money flowing in, freedom rolling out. And this is actually somewhat related to um, a lot of people didn't realize that they get these money blocks, success blocks, because of something that has happened in the past. So what I want to share today is around that, so that you know that why are you not getting the success that you don't get? Why you're not getting the money that you desire? There must be a reason behind it. And no matter how hard you work, somehow you can't keep this money. What happened? So today that this is really an interesting topic. So first thing first, I would like to introduce you a different concept. Some of you may be familiar, some of you may not be familiar. Our parents, our father and our mother are actually the people who will help us grow into different adults, right? Different types of personality, character, whatsoever. However, that's not the most important. They also create situations for us. So I've taught this before in some of my sharing podcasts whatsoever. I like to share with this group here because I know you all are international entrepreneurs or at least aspiring ones. At some point in your life, you might want to find out what is really blocking you, your inner fears that's blocking you from your success and giving you all these money blocks. So importantly, there is a role for the father and the mother in a child's life. So if you are a parent, maybe this is also important for you because that will actually create a different child in their adulthood for them. So the father's role somehow, if you're doing well, like maybe you want to observe this for yourself. If you're doing well in your career, your business, you want to observe what is your relationship with your father. Do you generally have a better relationship with your father? Okay, let me get my mic closer. Okay. Or do you have a strong relationship with your mother? If you generally have a strong relationship with your mother, chances are is your relationship with your partner, your spouse, could be better. Yeah. You could have a very strong relationship with your spouse. So our parent plays different roles in our life. And that actually helps us or this empower us in adulthood. So for someone who doesn't have a strong relationship with your father, chances is your career may be affected. Your money could be affected. The wealth that you desire could be affected. But of course, someone may say, okay, I have a good relationship with my parents. Then we're talking about relativity. Yeah, relativity. Who are you closer to? Which relationship is stronger? Because that would actually generate the wealth if you have a good relationship with your father. Yeah. So it is important for us to know this because what we do will actually also directly impact on our children, our next generation. And if you have this knowledge, even if you don't have children yourself, you might want to pass it on to someone, your loved ones, your siblings, your friends, so that they create good relationship, meaningful relationship with their children. Yeah. So what is a father's role in a child's childhood that would cause a strong wealth mindset? Confidence. The father builds confidence in a child. A child with no confidence or no self-esteem would have situations of not being able to create the wealth for themselves. Yeah. So it's a direct relationship, isn't it? So the father's role is to play with the child. Yeah, to bring them out to sports, play sports, to challenge themselves physically, mentally. And which is also perhaps some of the reason why these days the children these days has less resilience because they are less outdoors. The parents play a smaller role because of work. They are working adults, so they have little time with the child. So of course the sports that you choose could also have impact on them. However, even if the child play a good sport, is a good sportsman, the father still needs to play his role. Okay, the mother has a nurturing role. The mother's role is to cultivate values in the child. And when the values are cultivated, and the relationship is cultivated with the mother, chances of you having a good relationship with your partner is higher. Okay. However, then let's dive deeper into understanding the different stages of childhood that will cause the inner childhood fears, that will cause the inner child to stop growing and in turn affect the future. Why am I doing this? I have actually, typically I work with my clients one-on-one or in group coaching to help them walk through this process so that they can clear all these inner childhood situations, and they pay me thousands of dollars to do all this process in order to restore their own self-confidence, self-esteem, and even control their own wealth, empower themselves with their own wealth. So which is why I want to share in this group, because this is so powerful. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, in order to actually achieve the results that you want for your life, your business, your job, no money blocks, this is something you want to work with for yourself right now. So from 0 to 1.5 years, a baby actually requires sense of security. However, some of the parenting style is you don't want to cuddle the child, you want to leave the child to cry. Unfortunately, nature has made the baby in the mother's womb, in the water, protected by the womb. And when they are born, they still require a sense of warmth, security, because they are in a different space right now. So that is the time when we cultivate this sense of security, giving them hugs, kisses, and giving them assurance. Yeah. So if you are someone who lack this sense of security, ask your parents what was their parenting style like when you were a baby. Maybe like they left you in the room to cry and fall asleep, or they will come to you and cuddle you and give you lots of love. So from 1.5 to 3 years old, this is the time when the child needs a sense of direction. 0 to 3, that's what people talk about, the naughty 2. So many questions of why. And when I ask them, don't touch this, they will insist on touching, because this is the time when they're looking for the sense of direction. They're learning about life. And if you're not going to teach your child to expose themselves, to know that, okay, the hot water kettle is hot, this is hot, and you may hurt yourself and it's painful, they will not be able to learn that. And if you start saying, no, stop asking so many whys, and later in teenage years, you'll see that their child will be shut down. They will feel that maybe I'm stupid if I ask a question. And this child may not want to ask questions in class because they may feel stupid. The teachers, the friends will think that they are not clever. So this is the time when we start encouraging the child and teaching them direction, teaching them about life, giving them answers to their questions, engaging them with their curiosity. So a child from 3 to 6 years old is the time where we cultivate sense of responsibility. Unfortunately, many adults stay at this age in their inner child. So there is really lack of responsibility. Why do I say so? So for example, if you have a helper helping your child wear the shoes, put on their clothes, they don't have to do anything. There is no need for any sense of responsibility because they are taken care of. That is why in preschool, when you go to preschool, the teacher will ask you to dress yourself, put on your own buttons, put back the toys after you play. That's the time when they train them on sense of responsibility. However, if they're in preschool, they learn during those hours. What happens is when they go home, the parents could be overprotective, grandparents overprotective, and caregiver overprotective, and they are hands off. So what will happen is for this child who stopped growing inside them, the inner child stopped growing, in adulthood, they will have no sense of responsibility. For someone who stopped it's not your fault. Yeah, it's nobody's fault because nobody knows that actually these are things that impact adulthood. So if you lack this sense of responsibility, chances are when you are in your business, you will not know how to grow your business because you don't know how to take on responsibility. You have this fear of taking on responsibility. So how is your childhood like 3 to 6 years old? How is your parents like at that age to you? So it is important to understand that. So from 7 to 9 years old, this is the time that the child has this requirement for sense of achievement. In school, they're performing in arts, in talent, in dance, in piano, in academic. It is a time when we want to acknowledge the child for well done. And it is a good job that you've done. Even though the child may not be academically strong, but they may be talented in other ways. This is a time when the parent can acknowledge the child's growth by saying praises, words of affirmation, praises to actually build up their strength. So this is a time when it is very required to really give them that sense of achievement in their growth. So if the child is doing, for example, I've also come across parents, their children score 96 marks in for the paper out of 100. And the parents go, hey, why are you not getting 100 marks? You should be getting 900, not you have the caliber. Why are you failing that 4 marks? Why are you not praising the child for well done 96 points? And perhaps they are already the highest in the class. So this is what happens is if the child doesn't get this sense of achievement as a young child, they will live with this mindset of not good enough. So are you an adult who is not good enough all the time? You're still always beating yourself up. Are you that perfectionist who feels that you can't compete in the world? You are not meeting the expectations of yourself or your parents or your bosses. Not good enough, no matter how well you did. Chances is you're not given that sense of achievement, affirmation at the age of 7 to 9 years old. So that's the time when you want to acknowledge the child for whatever job they have done, how well or how whatever level they are at, because the child will have this encouragement for personal growth. Yeah, good evening, Eunice. Awesome. Great to see you. So from 12 to 18 is the time where they want to build the sense of identity. I know I've come across people who say, hey, Stella, you missed 10 to 11. 10 to 11 is the age that you could be an early bloomer. So you may fall into the 12 to 18 category first. Nowadays, we talk about preteens, right? Or you may be a slow bloomer and then you fall into the 7 to 9 category. So different child, different growth stages. Yeah. And for a child who may not be, you think, developmentally there, they could be faster in other ways. So this is the gray area. So the 12 to 18 years old is the time when the child wants to have their sense of self-identity. They want to be known as who they are, not what their parents made them to be below 12. Because our parents, we always want to produce the best child, isn't it? Yeah, you have some expectation, either academically, talent, whatsoever, and then you want them to perform in your mold. And this is a time 12 to 18 when they say, hey, I'm in control, I'm grown up, I want to take charge now. So this is the time when people say, hey, my child is rebellious. The truth is there's no rebellious child. It is a misunderstood child because they are not able to voice, they are not able to stand up for what they want, they're not able to decide for what they want. So that's the time when they decide. Either they become a mommy's baby all the way, unfortunately there are, or they become the rebellious child in that you see. So what kind of adult do you want to create? An obedient child in adulthood may not be able to make independent decisions. They may have to come to the mother to make the decision. So one of my China mentors told us about this story many years ago. He said that he met this student, the child of his student, and he's in his 20s. So he went shopping with this child, and the child said, teacher, I love this top, this shirt that I saw. However, I need to make a phone call before I make the decision to buy. It's not an expensive shirt. It's just one of those brands, common brands. And then what he did was he picked a phone call and called his mother to make the decision to buy that shirt. Frankly speaking, if you are a parent, would you want your child to have the independence to make such a decision, or call you with every small decision that he has to make? Are you empowering them or disempowering them in your parenting that has caused them to be someone who is reliant on a mother's voice? So chances of this child having the resilience in life, in his career, in his business is very low. Yeah, you agree? Yeah. So, however, if you have empowered them from 12 to 18, allowing them to be forming their own identity, just with guidance, of course, I'm not saying leave them, let them hang out with the bad choices. You is leading them, becoming their friend, and guiding them to tell you things so that you can actually ask them questions, not make statements. As parents, we like to make statement, right? You're making the wrong choice. Yeah, that's a common one. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You should do this. You should do that. Are we such a parent making statements all the time? Because when you make statements, straight away you're already causing an objection from them, defensive mode from them. So are you working on helping them make those decisions by questioning them, by asking questions, by showing concern, by genuinely looking into their interests? Because this will form them in adulthood, and this will cause their success or failure in career, in their business, in their wealth, in their money. So today I really want to share this. In order for you to have money flowing in, freedom rolling out, it's not about what is the best business to build. It's not about this is the trend in the market. It is about your ability in your personal growth and removing all these inner childhood fears that's blocking you from your subconscious ability. For I've ever shared this with you guys before in some of my posts. A big part of us is actually controlled by our subconscious mind. If our subconscious mind is strong and our inner child is a grown-up child and not a child who's throwing tantrum inside their heart, chances of you having successes in life is greater than someone else who stop growing at, for example, 3 to 6 because they don't have sense of responsibility. So you want to discover yourself, which stage do you stop growing? Was it sense of responsibility, 3 to 6, 7 to 9, sense of achievement, 12 to 18, sense of identity? Look into your childhood to discover where do you stop growing. Ask your parents, look at your parent style of parenting. And let me just be honest with you. Look at your way of parenting, whether your own children or your niece and nephews. Even if you don't have children, look at how you parent other children. So that will tell you where do you stop growing inside you. And I have this up and coming Fear to Power. The last time I'm doing Fear to Power program to help someone discover where did their inner child stop growing, and how is it impacting their life, their business, their wealth, and their money. Yeah, of course you can be working as well. However, is the money working for you? Are you able to take investment decisions? Yeah, it doesn't just apply to entrepreneurs. It also applies to any one of you who needs to grow your investment. So the mindset that you are would differentiate who you are. The inner child inside you will differentiate your money blocks. Where are you at? And what we work in Fear to Power process is to actually discover all these inner childhood fears that's blocking you from your growth. That's the number one secret, because chances is you wouldn't know until we actually walk through the process and we do a process to identify where is it, where did it start? Yeah, the blocks, when did it start? And what we'll do is we'll actually remove all these subconscious blocks in your life, your money block, your relationship blocks. And to be honest, once you work on even discovering the relationship blocks, it will empower you for your wealth. Because I have a client who actually walked through this process, and she actually had her client pay full in sum after the process. She wants the money back, the payment for her program, and she's not getting it. And after the process, the next day she got the money for the payment for the service that she rendered. So then on what we work on is to redesign the new framework, the new imprint in you, so that you actually pursue your interests, succeed in your life, and have your business growth. So one of my favorite sharing is Joyce Peregrini. She realized that she was rejected at age 4. Yeah, 4. So 4, sense of responsibility. Yeah. Most people fall in a category, to be honest. 3 to 6. And once she discovered her fear of rejection, she was able to really surpass, all her challenges. And then she grew her business. And it's not just one business that she grew in less than a year with me in the other program, Mindset to Profit. She's now probably on her 5th program now. Yeah. So I want to share this with you because I really care about you. I want you to be out of your way to succeed in life. So if you are someone who wants to discover what is your inner childhood fears that's blocking your progress in life, whether in money, whether in business, whether in wealth, whether in relationship, you want to consider hopping in and find out for yourself whether Fear to Power is this process for you to discover all these inner childhood fears and work on the new framework, new blueprint for yourself so that you can start 2023 brand new. Yeah. And besides Joyce, Carrie Ann, another of my client who hopped in, she was the lady I mentioned earlier that she had some issues, father issues. A lot of people have father issues. We just don't realize it ourselves. Even if sometimes you have a decent relationship for a longest time, and it could be one of the memory that failed to work for you. So after realizing that, and we removed that block, she was able to get her client to pay her for an event that she set up, a service that she provided. And interestingly, her Facebook account was stuck. It was actually shut down by Facebook, and she got it back. It's some of those things that life blocks you in some ways, but however, once you unleash that secret inside you, that block inside you, things just start to fall in place. So if you're someone who wants to hop in and really find out for yourself whether Fear to Power is for you, you can hop in www.feartopower.com and join us for the last workshop that I'm holding on November 5th. And this has benefited many people, 100% guaranteed. Yeah, if you are willing to face your own inner fears, you get result. That's provided you hop in and do the process together. At the level of result will depend on how committed you are to work on yourself. So there's no secret, there's no hypnotism, there's no special magic whatsoever. It's just a process that you will walk through with your own inner resource and discover where did your inner child stop growing, and discover that fear that stopped you from growing. And once you remove that fear, you'll be in control and in power of yourself to empower your own wealth, and your relationship growth. I hope to see some of you hopping in, and if you're keen, just click on the link Fear to Power and join us for the last time. And I'm not sure whether I'm holding this again. However, I've been nudged to use to share this program because this has given a lot of people the wealth that they desire. So I hope to you guys will be if you have any questions, you can always hop in. Happy to share with you, talk to you. You can hop in on a breakthrough call with me and then understand a little bit more about Fear to Power. Maybe this is not for you, maybe this is for you. We will discover. And once you're able to take control of your own fears, you'll be in power of your own success. And then you will have money flowing in, freedom rolling out. I am very, very pleased to share that those who empower themselves with Fear to Power and are present 100% of the time throughout the 3 days workshop, they are able to get that kind of growth. So you must show up. You must commit, you must show up in the 3 days workshop to get the result that you desire. If you're only half-hearted in this process, unfortunately, the result is limited. I'm not saying no result. The result is just more limited. And the pace could be slower for you. So you want a quicker pace, you want to be part of the process. So I see you at Fear to Power. If you're keen, hop in, and I love to share more with you. If you like, you just hop in a call with me. I'm happy to take a call to help you identify. This one. Just this one, stellarho.com/breakthrough to identify whether fear to power is something you require in your life. So I wish all of you with money flowing in, freedom flowing out through feartopower.com. Bye for now.